guys! So, I am finally sitting down to film my pregnancy up until now update. Um, Pretty much going to go over everything from my positive pregnancy test back in March up until now, which I'm in my 23rd week right now. I'm 23 weeks and 2 days. And then I will start posting weekly updates starting this coming week at 24 weeks. So I just have some notes jotted down so that I can keep track of my thoughts. So if I look down a lot, it's just because I need help. Alright, so I took my pregnancy test on March 13th, Friday the 13th. I remember I bought the test. I bought a package of 3 that day, I think I bought them that day. And I was still about 4 or 5 days, it was still about 4 or 5 days before my expected start date of my next period. Part of me kind of felt pregnant, part of me didn't. I think the part of me that didn't was more just nervous that, I was going to get my hopes up too much and then, the test would be negative. But, I tried to keep it in perspective because it was only our first cycle trying to conceive, so I tried to remind myself not to get too upset if it was negative. But, yeah, so I took the test, and my husband was in the bathroom with me, and I put it on the counter, and we were standing there waiting, and I'm not the kind of person that can, leave the test and not look at it. I have to watch it, register across, So, I, kept looking down at it, and I glanced down at it and realized there were 2 lines, and I started freaking out. I was just like, do you see 2 lines? Do you see 2 lines? I see 2 lines. And then I started crying, tears of happiness and joy, obviously, but I was a little shocked that I was already pregnant. First cycle trying is after a surgery, the tubal reversal surgery. First cycle trying is kind of unlikely to get pregnant in, but I got pregnant that easily. And I was trying to find a doctor after that. But I went to the store and I got prenatal vitamins and a bunch of healthy food, and I had been craving really strange combinations of foods for breakfast. I was eating a lot of bacon and a lot of spinach and strawberries for breakfast, which for me is just kind of strange. I started having really bad aversions to smells. I have a really strong, sensitive sense of smell anyway, and being pregnant just kind of amplified it. That was one of the things that actually made me think I might be pregnant before I took the test. So yeah, anytime my husband was grilling up one of his hamburgers or cooking chicken or anything, I felt like I was going to puke. It just smelled awful. And then I could smell it no matter where I was in the house, and it was just bad. So yeah, I found a doctor, finally, that would take the insurance I was on at that time. And I didn't really care what kind of doctor who I went to at that point. I was just really anxious to get in and have an early ultrasound done, to make sure that the pregnancy was viable and that the baby, didn't implant in one of my tubes, we were warned that that was a increased risk after the surgery. So I was really concerned about that and just wanted that first ultrasound to see. So it was 6 weeks, 3 days along when I went to my first doctor's appointment, and they actually weren't going to even give me an ultrasound. They were going to make me come back in 2 weeks at 8 weeks, and then the nurse practitioner that I saw looked at my chart and was like, oh wait, I just realized you had that surgery, the tubal reversal surgery. We should get you in today to do an ultrasound just to make sure it's not a tubal pregnancy. So I was relieved because we were going to get to go see. Yeah, and of course, because I've had 2 C-sections, the nurse practitioner was like, well, with us, you're just going to have another C-section and that's it. There's no discussion about it. And I already had it in my head that I was probably going to change doctors anyway, once I had better insurance, once we got married finally. So yeah, we went from there to the ultrasound, and I was so nervous. All I could think was the baby's not going to be, implanted in the right spot, and I'm going to be so heartbroken after, getting so excited. But we went to the ultrasound, and right away, the baby, she could tell everything was fine. We saw the little flickering heartbeat, and baby was implanted in my uterus where it should be. So, yeah, we were excited about that. It was a huge relief. I had sat, at home for 2 weeks before my doctor's appointment, just nervous, terrified, trying not to get too excited, but, So, and we also didn't want to tell anybody other than our parents until after we knew for sure that the baby was implanted in the right spot. I just didn't want to deal with what if, So, our parents knew right the day I tested positive. Nobody else really even knew we were trying. Nobody really knew I had the surgery done. So definitely was a surprise when that day after the ultrasound we announced, that we were expecting. But everybody seemed really happy for us, so we were excited. About the next week 7-ish, my morning sickness kicked in something awful. I had it bad the first 2 pregnancies as well, throwing up all the time, no matter what I drank, no matter what I ate. It was just nothing was staying down. I lost a lot of weight. I will be honest with you guys about my weight throughout this. I'm 5'2", so I'm short, and at the beginning of my pregnancy, like the day I found out, I weighed myself at home, and I weighed 160 pounds, which I hate. I hate that I even weigh close to that, being only 5'2". But I gained a lot of weight inexplicably after my tubal reversal surgery. It was like the weight piled on super fast, and I don't know where it came from. But yeah, so I ended up losing about 11 pounds. I was down to like 149 by like the 10th week-ish, somewhere around there. Yeah, I lost a lot of weight really fast. So I was down to 149, and I ended up in the ER. It was like 2 days before I hit 9 weeks. I hadn't been able to keep even sips of water down for a while, and my chest just didn't feel right. I was having a hard time breathing. Didn't feel right. So I went to the ER, and basically was just like severely dehydrated. Had to have multiple bags of fluids and then they gave me some different medications. They gave me like 3 different intravenous medications for my stomach. And one of the ones she gave me, I don't remember what it was at this point. As soon as she inserted it into my IV, like, I could not breathe. I felt like I had an elephant sitting on my chest. I was panicking. I couldn't breathe. And so she came over and she gave me some oxygen, and she said that the next injection was Benadryl, and that if I was having a reaction to whatever that was, that should help. And within 30 seconds of getting the Benadryl shot, I was fine. But it was really scary. And then they prescribed me a few days of Zofran to take home. And I know there's a lot of controversy right now over Zofran, people saying that it caused birth defects and stuff. I have my own opinions on what the media likes to do to stuff like that. I weighed the risks of millions of women taking Zofran every year, for years, and I just decided that if I was going to be healthy enough to carry this baby, I needed to not be throwing up 24/7. So it was definitely, there was no question in my mind that I was going to take the pill. But I only needed 1 pill a day, 1 4-milligram pill a day, and I had heard some of those lawsuits going about with the Zofran saying that these women in these lawsuits were taking like 38 milligrams a day of that stuff. And the fact that I was only taking 4 a day didn't make me feel so bad. And I mean, 1 tiny little pill a day, and I was able to function, eat like I was normal again. So, yeah, I was able to eat again. I started craving, like, pickles, which I hate pickles. I absolutely hate pickles. But that's all I wanted. All I wanted were pickles. And I was really enjoying, like, turkey subs, goldfish crackers, and plain Lay's potato chips dipped in chocolate pudding. It was delicious. And also plain Lay's potato chips dipped in baked beans. What can I say? They were both really good. I started having a lot of breakouts. I still have been having some issues with my skin. Not awful, but definitely worse than my other pregnancies. I don't know if it's just because it's summer or what, but around week 10, I switched over to using a midwife. I knew I did not want another C-section. I'm going to make a whole separate video talking about my birth plan for this pregnancy, and I'm not going to get too in-depth with it right now because I want to make it its own video. But the doctor I was with would not even consider me attempting VBACs. And there's really not a lot of doctors around here that would. And the ones that would, I still didn't like the risk of VBACing in a hospital. I'll get into why I decided to go with a midwife in that video. Yeah, I'm probably going to record that after this anyway. So, anyway, switched to a midwife around week 10, and that's who I go to now. She's awesome, and her assistant's really awesome too. So, yeah, second trimester has been a lot better. I'm down to 1 4-milligram. Oh no. Sorry. Somehow my tablet just lost the trunk. Okay. Anyway, as I was saying, I am down to one 4 milligram tablet of Zofran every other day now. I haven't needed it every day, but the mornings I wake up and it is a day where I'm supposed to be taking my pill, I can tell. A lot of those mornings I will throw up until I take my pill, or I will just feel on the verge of throwing up until I take it. But we're getting there. I have gained some weight, finally. I'm up 6 pounds from the 11 I lost, so I'm up to 155 now. We had our big gender reveal ultrasound at week 16. Found out it's a girl, which if you've seen any of my other videos, you know that already. I haven't really had any smell or food, like taste aversions in a while. Obviously I still can smell things, definitely a lot stronger, and some things just smell gross, but it's not like turning my stomach the way it was before. As for cravings, I had just been craving a lot of like savory foods, and I've really been turned off from like fast food or anything super greasy, which is strange because I used to love like fast food and greasy burgers and stuff like that, but right now I just can't. I love Steak and Shake, which if you don't know what Steak and Shake is, it's a chain restaurant, but they're not everywhere. I love Steak and Shake. They have a garlic burger that has like this garlic butter all over it, and it's greasy as hell, and it's cheesy, and it's delicious. I take 2 bites into it now, and my stomach can't handle that amount of grease. About 2 weeks ago, my sweet tooth kicked in really hard. I was waiting for it. I knew it would eventually, and it did. I've been obsessed with cookies and cake and ice cream, and I try to limit myself, obviously, but it's definitely that craving for that sweetness is there strong. Body-wise, my boobs are getting bigger. They're sore if I wear a bra all day, which I have new maternity bras from Zulily on their way right now. I'm dying for them to get here because this bra from Victoria's Secret just is not cutting it anymore. So yeah, they get sore if I wear a bra all day. They're definitely getting bigger, and I know they're only going to get bigger. My back, I have a lot of back pain, especially at night, towards the end of the day. I've been getting really bad leg cramps and cramping in my hands. When I lay down in bed at night, I've been sleeping awful the last week. It takes me forever to fall asleep now. I've had troubles with like insomnia and stuff in the past anyway, especially with my other pregnancies. This kind of always happens, but I can't get comfortable. I lay down, everything hurts, my shoulder, my hands, my legs, my back, and my hips, everything just hurts, and I can't sleep. So I just ended up on my tablet reading books. Last night was probably the worst sleep I've had all week. I just tossed and turned all night long. But yeah, we started baby girl's nursery. You can see there's a canvas hanging there. I'll do a nursery tour once it's all complete. And heartburn. Yeah, heartburn started, which I knew it would. I had really bad heartburn with my other two. And it has been pretty bad. The past couple nights I've tried not to eat past a certain time of night, and that's helped. But there's some nights that it's just wicked. So yeah, I don't know if there's really much else. I do have my next midwife appointment is tomorrow. It's my 23-week appointment, and I'll be 23 and a half weeks, whatever. So yeah, I've got that tomorrow, and getting closer and closer to the third trimester. Like I said, I'm going to start doing weekly pregnancy updates. I will start it when I hit 24 weeks, which is on Sunday. So I'll try to record it on Sunday. It might be like Monday or Tuesday, but I will start doing weekly updates now. So yeah, I guess I'll show you guys my belly now. I don't think it's really that exciting, but I did have one viewer tell me that I need to start doing my updates and having belly shots in it. So I will show you guys my belly. I'm going to be on my knees because I'm not standing up, but I will show you front view of the belly, 23 weeks, side view, getting pretty big, I feel. Certain times of the day I feel bigger, other times of the day I don't feel quite as big, but yeah, you can see the band of my maternity shorts, but that's okay. I'm not going anywhere, I'm just at home, so not a big deal. But yeah, sorry this video is lengthy, but I really wanted to do the big update, and then now each week won't be 20 minutes long. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and thanks for watching. Keep it out for more videos. Bye.